Many of us weren't around in 1964, but we can almost guarantee what was about to happen was surely not expected to last 50 years. Darrell Wagner was a whopping 14 years old when he convinced his dad to take the family farm combine to Harper, Kansas, then on to Bushton, and later back to the farm in Mankato to make a custom run. We believe this was Darrell's getting your feet wet experience. In 1968, after his high school graduation, Darrell was interested in making the entire harvest run from Texas to North Dakota. This is when he got a job from Howard and Jerry David running a 55 John Deere. After a run with the Davids, Darrell believed he was ready to make his own run. With a Gleaner A2, he set off for Texas. He was totally unsure about what would become of his trip, but also committed to making it work. As many harvesters from back in that day remember, he recalls loading the combine onto the truck with the header still attached, and as you hit rough spots on the road, it would clang and bang on the roof of the cab. What an experience! Many people would think this was a risky task for a young man of 19, and they'd be right. But Darrell was always all in, giving it 110% when he wanted something. Looking back, there was really no risk at all because he did not accept failure as an option. He was going to be a custom harvester. Darrell's harvest run started in Texas, then up through Oklahoma with a stop back in Bushton, Kansas, where he'd started with his dad, Ed Wagner, just a few years earlier. The stop in Bushton at Larry Schroeder's place turned into a home away from home over the next 46 years, until Larry's untimely passing. After a return back from the home base at Mankato, it was always on up the road to places in Montana and Colorado, and time would eventually map out a run to South Dakota and North Dakota, which he still completes to this day. Today, Darrell and his sons Jason and Alan bring Wagner's harvesting equipment up the Great Plains every summer. The family leaves home in May to cut winter wheat further south and gradually follow the harvest north. Their fleet of harvesting equipment sweeps impressively down the highway: 4 semis, 5 combines, 3 mobile homes, and 2 tractors with grain carts. We couldn't do it without them, says Oneida farmer and Wagner customer Elliot Byram, father of pro golfers Tom and Kurt Byram. Darrell harvests his fields with the utmost attention to detail, checking his mirrors to make sure he's leaving nothing behind. The more I bring in, the more money I make for the farmer, and the more money I make for me, Darrell says. And the more likely he's going to want me back. As many custom harvesters experience, Darrell has seen good times and bad times. Whether it was a drought or floods like in 1993, or losing a longtime customer, or sometimes gaining a lifelong friend, he's weathered them all. In the 25-plus years Claudia Lafferty of AGCO Finance has known Darrell, she has seen him face more than his share of obstacles. She admires his can-do attitude, which allows him to continue marching forward, always putting his customers' needs before his own. In spite of his many challenges, including health, finance, and the ever-growing occupational hazards of harvesting life, Wagner continues to carry on, all at a great risk to himself. Lafferty recognizes his devotion to the wonderful family he's raised, and he embodies the very ideals of an earnest work ethic. When the Wagner family finds themselves in a harvesting year that causes them to question the wisdom of their traveling lifestyle, and bankers proclaiming that it's time to sell their combines, Darrell doesn't give in. We take the good with the bad, he declares. You may think that after a harvest run, the winter would bring a time of relaxation. But the winter months were quite the opposite for Darrell. With anywhere from 80 to 100 head of stock cows to calve out, you would say he was always doing something. Darrell even worked the night shift for the Jewell County Sheriff's Office for 25 years. What has been amazing is the loyalty that Darrell has, whether it be to longtime customers or to running the Gleaner brand. Starting with the Gleaner A2, he grew the business running as many as 5 R75s. Today, he makes the annual harvest run with a fleet of S77s. He always said, the grass ain't always greener on the other side of the fence. Kevin Bean, brand marketing manager of Gleaner Combines, declares he not only considers Darrell a loyal customer and a great custom harvester, but a dear friend, saying he's a true gentleman. For all his accomplishments, for 50 years of loyalty to his customers, and for 50 years of harvesting crops that feed the world, we congratulate Darrell Wagner for being a Hall of Fame member, not only as a U.S. custom harvester, but also from his family for being a Hall of Fame dad. Congratulations, Darrell.